Yo, what's going on, guys? K7 here, and in today's video we got for you guys a JIN Tekken 8 guide. A few people have been asking me. I'm new to Tekken, but this is the only character that I've been playing, so I wanted to break down the character in a comprehensive way so other people who are also learning Tekken and want to pick up JIN can do that. So hopefully this video finds the target audience and just anybody in general, because there'll be some cool tips in here even if you're not playing JIN. But let's just get right into it. Now, typically how I do these guides is I start out with normals, but in the game of Tekken, there's so many normals and so many different moves you can do, where I feel like if I talked about every normal, it would just be on and on and on and on and on. So just to keep it simple, I'm going to just name off some notable normals that I think are very important for Jin. Starting off, obviously his stand jab, or his stand one is what we'll call it, or neutral one. I don't know if they call it stand one, but I'm an NRS player. I'm gonna call it stand one. Stand one. It's a quick jab. It's 10 frames. It starts as offense. On block, it is also plus if you just do the jab, and it also has some follow-ups. It has a high low. It has a double high, which is nice little quick 1-2, and the 1-2 also has follow-ups as well. That also leave him safe and or neutral on block. So everything is pretty much good on block. So his stand jab basically has a lot of options off of it, and it's a good way to start your pressure or your offense. Next we're going to talk about stand 2. It doesn't have that many follow-ups to it, but my favorite follow-up is stand 2-4. This is a fantastic punish. It's also 10 frames just like your stand 1, so your stand 2-4 will be your punish for your combo. I'm sorry, not for your combos, but it's a good punish to start pressure for Jin, because you can go straight into his Zen stance. And his Zen stance, well, I'm not going to talk about now, but it has a ton of follow-up options that we would love to go for as a Jin player. Next, we're going to talk about his stand 4. His stand 4 is a high homing attack. It's basically used to check people that are trying to sidestep you. This is a really important button. Basically, if you got, like, let's say you hit somebody with like an electric or whatever it is that you want to do, right? If I hit an electric here and I want him to block after the electric and not sidestep, stand 4 is a good option to check that, to stop sidestepping. Very good. And the next move we'll talk about is down forward 1. It's his mid, and it's basically used to check people also after plus frames. So just making sure people are blocking, that they're not, mashing and stuff. And also has a nice follow-up. It is a true combo, I believe, if it's not counter hit. Let me just double check, 'cause I don't want to give you guys wrong information. I'm pretty sure it's a true combo. Yeah, it's a combo even on non-counter hit, so it works very well. Now, next normal I wanted to talk about is his down 2, this little sweep. It's not the fastest. It's 22 frames, so it is reactable, but if you manage to catch somebody pressing a high, you can it will high crush. So let's say this guy pressed a high attack and I high crushed him, you would be granted a counter hit combo. So it is very useful for that. You get counter hit routes off of it, which is really good if you're able to condition your opponent to not really press on you, and then you go for a low and then they finally challenge. That's a very good option. Next, we're going to talk about down back 4. This is also another low. It's slightly faster and it's not as committal. Our down 2 is punishable on block, so you have to be careful when using that. But down back 4 actually is much safer on block, so this is a better option to go for, but it doesn't have as great reward on hit as the down 2 does, because it is only +3 on hit, so it's not insane, but it is good low poke. Make sure your opponent respects your lows every now and then. Same thing with down 4. Down 4 is also another decent low. Very fast, not reactable, so you can use that for another low option as well. Next, we're going to talk about probably one of his best buttons, I think, is his forward 4. This move goes insanely far. Like, look at how far this move is hitting from. Like, that move hits insanely far. Like, look at that. Look at that. That's crazy. And on counter hit, actually, this will actually give you a combo as well. So if I manage to get a counter hit, as such, I can dash up and get a counter hit combo. I'm not gonna drop it this time, but yeah, you can get a counter hit combo. It can lead to some really big damage for this character. So it's not something to scoff at. Like, I almost got 90 damage off of that, and that was a 4-4 counter hit starter. So just keep that in mind. Forward 4 is a great button, great counter hit, solid mid, great range. Definitely can't go wrong with that. The next move that I'm going to talk about is his electric wing god fist, or every Mishima has it. So Reina has it. Jin has it, Kazuya has it, but it's very fast. I'm not sure exactly how fast it starts up, because I know there's different timing, but it says 11 frames, but I don't think that's true because I do think it takes time to input the move itself. So it might take like 14 frames or something like that. Um, but I'm not too sure. Don't quote me. But it is fast. It's plus on block. It is also your combo starter. If I could do it here, it's your combo starter is plus on block. But if you don't get it the electric properly, you'll be -10. So you got to be careful. But Jin also has a stance that lets him get the electric. So if you want to go for easy electrics, you can also do that. Very solid. Like I said, plus on block. It launches on hit, but it is a high, so your opponent can duck it. So keep that in mind. Also, electric wind god fist is very good for whiff punishing opponents in neutral, and it is good for your punish game in general. Like if somebody does something that's like -14 on block that has like good pushback, you can punish with an electric if you have the execution for it. Next, I'm gonna talk about is up 2 or up +2. It's like a dodge punch kind of. You kind of like dodge out of the way of like highs and some moves that are very linear to get like a nice little mid check off. It's really good to challenge people that are just kind of like trying to gel you with highs, or people that are using like really linear attacks that can be sidestepped and you want to throw out a punch as well. I'm pretty sure it will wall splat if you're close to the wall, so use it at the wall as well. It's really good. Back 2 is also solid normal, very long range. This is also a great mid to use in your pressure or just in neutral. Sometimes when your opponent whiffs something, you want to punish with back 2-1. That's a solid option as well. Those are the most notable normals in my opinion, so those are probably your best buttons that you can use while learning this character. Now, the next thing about Jin that I want to talk about are his heat engagers. Now, not many people know this. I actually found this out not too long ago myself, but heat engagers are actually really important in this game. Now, I know you're probably like, what's the purpose of using a heat engager over just directly going straight into heat? And I'm going to show you. When you use the heat macro and you go into heat, you get like a little freeze frame and you hit your opponent. It kind of stops them from doing whatever it is they're doing. It is good to go into, but the thing about it is when you first cast it, it uses about 1/3 of your heat bar, as you can see it under my health bar here with Jin. And to pretty much negate that and stop that from happening, we go into our heat engagers. So heat engagers are moves that we can use to pretty much save that 1/3 of a bar without having to, go into the heat macro that we typically do. Also, another cool thing about heat engagers is that when you use heat engagers, if you take a look at my health bar lights up green. That will actually restore any chip damage health that I have on or that I may have accumulated throughout the game. So if let's say I'm like fighting my opponent and I'm blocking, and they chip my health down to, whatever it is. Like let's say I have 100% health now. Let's say they chip me down to about 80%. If I hit my heat engager and you see the little green gauge, or I guess the health gauge light up green, that means basically I heal that health. It doesn't heal all of your chip health, but it does heal a great amount of it. So heat engagers are definitely very important. And I'm just going to talk about his important heat engagers. Starting off, we'll go with 1+2. It's a really fast mid heat engager. It is not safe on block, so you have to be careful, but you can combo into this off of some of his counter hit options. So if you manage to get like, let's say stand 4 counter hit, you can combo into your quick mid heat engager. It's pretty solid. And you can use it pretty much anytime you get this stand 4 counter hit. I know down forward 4 is a heat engager, is a mid heat engager. If they block this, it's neutral on block. So that is very good. And if you manage to get the hit, heat engager. Up next is forward 2 is pretty much his, I think they call it demon paw in this game. It goes really far. So I don't know if you guys could see, there's like a burst of energy coming off his fist. That's pretty much the range of the move. And if you hit it, boom, you got a heat engager. Like I said, we get to keep the 1/3 of the bar, and we heal up our chip damage health. So a pretty solid heat engager there. We have another one with forward 3-1. This right here. This is pretty much a nice like long range punish heat engager. It's a 14 frame mid, so if they do something like really launch punishable and you're kind of far away, and you can't, like let's say it's -14, you can't get this, or you can't do electric because your execution's not up there, you could do forward 3-1. It's a nice long range punish there for you guys. Works out very well. He actually has a heat engager in his Zen stance as well, which is Zen stance 2. This is a power crush move, but it also is a heat engager. So if you manage to connect with it, you get a heat engager. So those are his heat engagers, and I think they're all very important because once Jin is in heat, he actually gains access to new moves or like new follow-ups in his stance. It's this power stance. It's gonna be his parry. So after the parry, you get access to this. It's a launcher, and actually will launch them up against the wall as well. You get access to a plus, like a plus mid. It's like I don't even know what to call it. It's not an electric, but you get access to the plus mid. You gain access to pretty much a lot of moves that you typically don't have access to. But you have to be careful because using the power stance does consume a lot of your heat bar. As you can see, doing 2 of them pretty much put me out of heat. Another cool thing about being in heat with Jin is that you don't have to do just frame electrics. So if you're just doing the electric input, you see I'm mistiming the electrics, and as you can see, it's consuming my heat bar. If you take a look, if I do a proper electric, if I can, it won't consume the heat bar, but if I mistime it, it will consume the heat bar. But basically, it doesn't even matter because you don't have to just frame the input. You just get electrics pretty much for free. That's all I'll talk about as far as heat goes, because I don't want to go too on and on about this. But next we're going to talk about some of his punishes. Now I'm not going to take too long talking about the punishes. So how punishes work pretty much is if someone does a move that is -10, I'll show you the -10 punish from standing and crouching. I'll show you the -11 punish from standing and crouching, -12, -13, -14, and -15. It's not gonna be like, I don't know every single move that's punishable in the game by any means, but I'm just gonna try to give you guys an idea of what moves you should be trying to punish with when you're playing online and you think somebody's doing a move that's punishable. So starting off with 10 frame punishes. So 1-2 is a punish. It's an okay punish, but anytime you can get a 10 frame punish, I would always recommend going for 2-4 because it gives you Zen stance. So you could do 2-4 Zen stance electric, or 2-4 Zen stance hell sweep. Pretty much this is kind of what you want to be going for every time you can get a 10 frame punish with Jin. I think it's a very, very solid punish. Probably one of the better 10 frame punishes in the game. Don't quote me on that. I don't know every character, but now if you're forced crouch and somebody does like a 10 frame move, your only 10 frame punish from crouch is this. I know it's pretty underwhelming, but I mean, it's all we got, right? Now we're gonna talk about his -11 punishes. So if something's -11 in your standing, you still get the same punish as 2-4 or 1-2. And if you're crouching, you actually get a stand while standing 4-4. It'll be this right here. That is a true combo. It doesn't have to be counter hit, but just pretty much whenever you punish anything, that'll be your go-to punish, and you're +4 on hit, so you get a little bit of pressure after it as well. For -12 punishes, we have back 1-2 is your 12 frame punish. The first hit is high and it's 12 frames, and it goes decently far. I think it goes slightly further than your jab. Yeah, it goes slightly further than jab. So back 1 is pretty much like if somebody does something that's -12 with a little bit of pushback, that's gonna be your punish there. And your punish doesn't get any better from crouching. For a -12 move, you still get while rising, or sorry, while standing 4-4. Now -13 punishes. This is where it gets a little bit cool. So on a -13 punish, you can do your heat engager that I spoke about before. Is 1+2, which is always a good thing to go for. And we also get down forward 1-4. This is also a solid punish. It has some good range, but if I had to say, I would pretty much always go into the heat engager if you know something's -13. Going into heat in this game is very, very rewarding, especially with Jin. So I would go for that if you have a -13 punish and you know you can go for it. Now as far as a crouching -13 punish, we have while standing 1-3-2, 1-4-2. It looks like this. Wait, my bad. Sorry, while rising 1-3-2. Here we go. So it's I'll do it again. It's while rising, or sorry, while standing 1-3-2, 1-4-2. It's pretty much his best while rising punish, unless it's while rising 2, right? But this is pretty, like, it's actually really fun to do in online matches too if you know something's -13, or if you manage to like really quickly duck something, you want to go for a really quick punish. That also works really well. Now when we get to the -14 punishes, this is where stuff starts to kind of become launch punishable. I'm saying kind of because not really. It's like on the cusp of being launch punishable, but now we have forward 1+2. This is a 14 frame double high attack that grants you knockdown, so you kind of get Oki off of it. And if they're in the corner, you'll actually be able to, I'm pretty sure it'll wall bounce in the corner. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it'll give you a combo in the corner, which is also very, very good. Well, this is not the combo you would get on all stages, but it's something that could happen. Just keep that in mind, you know. And if so your opponent does a -14 attack while you're crouching. You can do while standing 2, which also gives you a full combo. This is just pretty standard stuff. As far as -15 punishes, this is where you can get this move right here. It's down 3+4. They call it can, I think is what they call it. It's kind of a funny name for a move, but this is the punish you get. You could do that, or if you're fast enough, you can do electric wind god fist. I think Jin's comes out at 15 frames, 14 or 15 frames, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure it comes out at like 14 frames or something like that. So those are your punishes for Jin. Now this is going to be the combo section of the video, so I'm just going to pretty much just drop notations for some of these combos that I'm doing. And some of these routes actually work off of multiple launchers. So for Tekken combos, I want you to think of it like this. You have combo starters, and then you pretty much have like combo fodder. I'll call it combo fodder. It's like the moves you do in the combo before you use your tornado. And then you'll use your tornado, and then you'll do like a combo ender. It's kind of weird how I'm explaining it maybe, but hopefully once I start to do it, it'll start to make a little bit of sense. But some moves use your tornado as soon as you connect with the move. So Jin's electric wind god fist actually consumes your tornado attack, or your tornado I guess for your combo. So you can't tornado after you use electric wind god fist, so we'll just keep that in mind for our combo routes. But yeah, here are the combos. All right, so these combos that I'm going to be doing, these will work off of pretty much any launcher. Hop kick, it could be can. Hop kick is up +4. This is down 3+4. This is while standing 2. It works off of forward 3, and it works off of this punch right here as well. This is like the electric version, or it's electric input but 1 instead of 2. So you don't use the wind god fist, you use the 1 version. You press 1 instead of 2, and it gives you a launcher as well. So these will be your combo routes pretty much off of any of these launchers. And just for the sake of the combo, we'll do down 3+4. And this would be the combo right here. That's your combo route right there. It's pretty simple. His combos are not very hard to do, but he does have some interesting routes if you start to include a little bit of mix-ups, or if you take corner carry into account. If you want to not break the wall, but if you want to take them to the wall and use heat, you can do that, and do something like pretty much anything that will give you more wall carry, and you can end your combos differently at the wall. But just for the sake of this, I'm going to keep it simple, and we're not going to include the wall as of yet. So that's going to be your combo. I'll show you one more time. Pretty solid there. Now we're going to go over a combo off of the electric or wind god fist, whatever you manage to hit. But if you do manage to hit an electric here, you can actually go into Zen electric for the second electric, or you could just do the Zen electric for both electrics, because this is an electric that will hit as well. So just something to keep in mind. The combos are pretty much the same. So if you hit an electric, 2 electrics, and then it's pretty simple from there. It's kind of the same as the routes I just showed you before, but the only difference is that we don't get to use our Zen up +1 in the combo because, like I said before, the electric uses our tornado. And now I'm just gonna go over some quick wall stuff, or some wall combo routes, I guess. Now, as far as wall combos go, if you manage to hit your opponent with anything that will cling them onto the wall, this is what you will be doing. It can come from a long combo, and then towards the end of the combo, if they hit the wall, if you manage to get close enough to them, you can hit pretty much any of these things that I'm about to show you at any point. For the sake of it, I'm just going to be doing electric at the wall. So let's say you hit an electric. Your combo at the wall is going to be stand 2, down back 2 2 3. That's quite literally it. Like it's that simple. Pretty much whenever they hit the wall, that's going to be your go-to. It doesn't work all the time, and there's only pretty much one time, like there's only one situation I found it not to work in, and it's kind of a little bit odd, but if you still have your tornado, you have to switch your combo route up. So let's say at the wall, I punish with like stand 2-4 and then cling onto the wall. In a situation like this, to use your tornado, you have to use back 1-2, or you have to use stance 1. You don't have to go into stance. You could do electric 1. I just call it electric input 1 or DP input 1. I don't know what I don't know what they call it in Tekken, but that's what I'm gonna call it. So for this, let's say they cling onto the wall. I'll use back 1-2 to use my tornado. You see how they spawn on the wall right there? That means the tornado was properly used. And here we can't do stand 2, down back 2-2-3. It doesn't always work. I'm gonna try it right now, but we can hang on. Let me fix them real quick. I'm gonna try it right here. It doesn't always work. It kind of messes up the combo route, and I'll show you guys here. So stand 2, down back 2-2-3. Oh, you see how that didn't combo? That actually would whiff on an opponent that like techs out of that. So since it didn't combo, we got to change up the route a little bit. So we'll use back 1-2, and then after back 1-2, we get the tornado. We're gonna use back forward 2-1, 1+2. So this is what it'll look like. Back forward 2-1, 1+2, and that actually combos. So right there, if we do manage to use our tornado, like I said, back 1-2, you see how like the camera switches and we get the tornado effect. We would have to change from stand 2 down back 2-2-3 to just straight up going into back forward 2-1, 1+2. So that would be the combo routes on the wall, pretty much with or without tornado. There's other ways you could do it as well. So like if I do like that, I can still use 2 down back 2-2-3. It's starting to get a little confusing, but hopefully you guys can see the combos and kind of see that height matters on the wall. So if you do a move that doesn't really get your opponent very high on the wall, you got to kind of change up what you do. So I'm just trying to get that in you guys' minds a little bit, so you guys kind of have an understanding of what to do when you're at the wall. Jin is an all-around character that can pretty much fight at any range, but of course not really long range, because there's not really a projectile game in this game, but he has really long range buttons that can contest at really long ranges. He has solid up close pressure and evasive moves, and also good tracking on some of his moves to catch people that are trying to sidestep him. He has good low options. He has solid counter hit options. He has good mix up and pressure with his electrics and his hell sweep, and his stance also grants some great mix up options as well. You can go for a power crush for people that are mashing. You can go for a low option for people that are not watching their toes. You have a solid mid check. You have a dive kick. Like, this character pretty much just has anything you could ever ask for, I think, in a character. So I think this character is solid all around. I really enjoy this character for, you know, he helped me learn Tekken, and I enjoy playing him. I just hit red ranks not too long ago, and hopefully I'll be able to go even further. I'm still learning the game, but I thought I'd pretty much show my point of view on what I thought was important for learning a character, aka learning Jin. And I hope you guys found it well. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you guys want to see more stuff like this. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Go play some Jin, go have some fun, go win some games. I'll take it easy. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.